Welcome back to AVPlays. Welcome back to Big Ambitions. And we are picking right back up on Saturday, day 55. It's 8 a.m. And yesterday we made $455,000. Huge day yesterday. So let's go ahead. Oh, our fridge is empty. So we'll have to go to the store and get some food. So you can see I kind of did a little bit of designing work on the house. Here, I'll lift the walls up so you guys can check it out a little, I guess. That's what we want. We've got like some dark blue walls, darker floor, accent wall, couches kind of blend in, nice kitchen. So yeah, did a little bit of design work. We have a lot of products to look at here. So let's get started with that. Might as well grab a flatbed while we can. Or I guess we can't from there. This is going to be interesting to deal with. And we have a lot of hair care product to deal with. And it looks like Manhattan hair. Okay, we are out of it at the warehouse. Let's head over and look at what we've got going on. So, okay, play law. Nobody liked the pricing. Good to know. All right, so let's lower that. Let's make it to 75. We'll start there. We have a new person to think of from a job board. We'll have to get rid of that job board at some point. But we were looking at how everything did yesterday. So play law, we lost some money. That is to be expected. Our Brood Beans empire slowly doing well. Our little gift stores are doing great. The web development agency, 10,000. Manhattan Hair went up another 4,000. So that's looking good. And then our two restaurants that are in the lower tier markets are down. Graphics designer doing great. Our mid-tier restaurants, awesome. Play Law in Lower Manhattan, doing great. Then these two are knocking it out of the park. So we're doing great. Everything's kind of staying the same as far as income. Like they seem to have settled out and now are just making a steady amount of money. And let's look at where we are. Still, same kind of thing with our rivals. So we are making $1.6 million a week.
Hey, Lampenzinstigen Computer beim Heißes, da hat man diese beweglich geschnittenen Chats. Highway slash by prices and knocked your profit margins down. So customers are going to flock to me as the money is bereit. The guests inside out here field health and leaders.
All right. Ingrid is.
Well, looks like you've got yourself a good old-fashioned feud going on. Just make sure to monitor your rivals in tax since they can impact customer demand and acceptable pricing is going. Now you can either fight back or just try to wait it out. I know what I'd do.
Ingrid is mad at us for opening up another store in her area. So that was to be expected. We opened up the law firm. She does not like that. But we don't care. And we are not going to let her bully us. And maybe we'll be doing some more inside of the garment district to kind of fight back on her. Now that we have like a steady income, we're we're making this every day. Although it is the weekend, so we're not going to make as much. But we're making steady enough to where we can start just kind of picking off lower stores in her area. All right, so let's go drop these off. Manhattan Hair will be our first stop. Well, which was closer? The cafe equal. Yeah, we'll stop at Manhattan Hair, and then we'll drop off probably the fresh food at our home, and then go from there. Oh, no. All right, we'll just sneak through here. There we go. That was a nice little shortcut. And we're not going to drop all 8 or all 12 of these off here, although it might be useful. Maybe we'll phone. Okay, yeah, there's plenty of space. Never mind. I was going to add some to the warehouse, but I just feel like it doesn't matter, and it makes sense to just drop it all off here. All right, let's go ahead and head over to LM. Actually, are we close to home? Oh, same different distance, really. All right, let's drop these off. And this just means that we're out of chicken kebab skewers over on the warehouse. So that's something to keep in mind and keep an eye out on. Good. All right. Now let's go ahead and head home and drop off that fresh feed. And this might not be our final residence just because of really the layout of the apartment. I know there's one with a better layout. It's driving me nuts. I haven't looked for it quite yet, but I'd prefer that one over this one. So we might wind up getting rid of this apartment and going back, grabbing that one. We'll see. For now, this is home. It's a very lovely place. And see, this is why. All right. But you know what? We are going to sell that overall. Let's go ahead and do that now. All right, let's look at our Rivals app. Ingrid's mad at us. She's doing a price reduction, 6 days left. She has lowered the prices on burgers, french fries, hot dogs, and chicken kebab skewers. So let's look at our Garment District burgers and fries. And if she wants to attack us on that, we can definitely go lower. Chicken kebab skewers. And that's going to be for 6 days. So we'll just be taking a hit on that for 6 days. But what we are also going to do is, let's go back into Rivals, look at hers. And she has a couple of 5 cups open. She has some Bergmans, a couple Gyms. And this is really her big thing. So maybe we can start doing this with will she bite? I don't know if she'll even think of an offer. Yeah. The builder has to decline your right. Okay. Oh, okay. She owns the building as well. Hold on, let's see. Okay. So I'm not sure if let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm jumping around. If she doesn't own the building, bam. Oh, that's well read. Hold on. What I'm trying to do is find a business she doesn't own the building for. And then we can maybe take the business over. And then just like close it down or utilize it, depends on the size. That way we're stealing a business from her and opening one in the area and just getting value for it. There we go. And I know this is probably not like the greatest use of money, but we have a little bit of money to play with. She's going to start attacking us. So might as well put her out of business. And we're starting the lower volume stores to higher. So we're not going to open up another coffee shop. That seems kind of useless. But what we are going to do is open up Market Insider and see. We should have looked at this ahead of time. But I guess we can turn this into a little bit of a clothing store. So let's go ahead and shut down the business. We can terminate the contract, but that seems like just massive waste of money. But if we terminate the contract, everything inside would be sold, and then we can just start a new business or start a new contract. So we just got like $46,000 back instead of going in and redoing that. So we'll hold on to this business for now. We'll see what we want to get out of it in a little bit. And that's how we can kind of slowly start taking down Ingrid, right? She just lost a business that was getting her not that much. I mean, $5,000 a week. But that's a dent to her pocket. She's losing $5,000 a week. And then, taking over the communication hut, that's $9 million. So that shows you kind of what we're playing with. All right. And what is, and that's a 40-30. So that's not the worst store to take over. And maybe that might also even affect the demand for coffee in the area as well. So maybe we'll drive in more people into our coffee store. All right. Did that. Continuing on. We can't really hire anyone new until Monday, so opening up that store makes no sense until Monday. Let's go over to our new brewed beans, and I'm probably going to just hop in a taxi. Then we're going to get yelled at for parking illegally. And that was brewed bean. I think it was this one. And I just want to remove the sign that's in here, hiring people. I know that was such a waste, but it just drives me nuts when we get people and we don't eat them. All right. So let's look at Market Insider for everyone else. What is this? Interesting. All right. I've never seen something like that in a game before. That's cool. Hell's Kitchen also could use a graphic designer and lawyer. So can Murray Hill. So can Midtown. Lower Manhattan is still running high. Yeah, we do have Manhattan hair. Okay. Lower Manhattan can really take a lot. We can expand quite a bit in there. Let's look at, and we probably won't start it or open it today, I guess. But let's rent out this building. And this is going to be our first clothing store. Manhattan. Lock. And we can slowly start like building this out. And that'll mean we'll have to add to our purchasing order. So we'll have to set up a new purchasing agent. But we can start exploring that as well. So let's go back home and grab our car. And let's start filling that up with things. And I think what we're going to do in the garment district is we're going to open up a bookstore. So let's head over to AJ Peterson. And let's get the stuff we need for both a bookstore and a clothing store. And we might not even be running either of those at full capacity for quite a while, but it's useful to just own the property or rent the property. Grab our little flatbed. Okay, so these are bookshelves. How much does a bookshelf get us? Bookshelf large. Hold 50 capacity. What about bookshelf small? 20. So, I mean, we could probably get how many different types of books are there? All right, let's look at actually, we'll go here and bookstore. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of books. So we'll buy 6 of these. I'd rather it be like kind of more personal. So we'll get shelves instead of registers like this. And I know we'll be over capacity pretty much with those bookshelves, but I figured it might as well be a little bit over capacity and have that like full feeling. Now, let's go look at our new bookstore. Might as well go here, start a new business. Bookstore. Garment. Books. And I know there's quite a bit of competition in the area for it, but Garment District is very saturated, and I saw they're all pretty much around that same hovering price, and I feel like, well, I guess a clothing store in the Garment District, like there are no buildings bigger than 30, so maybe let's just go look at the inside and we'll go from there. If we have to sell those bookcases, we'll just sell them. It's not going to hurt us. All right. Okay. So this could be big enough to be a clothing store. All right. We're changing our mind. So this is going to be a clothing store. So we're opening up 2 clothing stores in this episode. A lot of ambition. All right. So let's go. We'll change this. Sorry. Let's already shut down this business. Start a new one. Clothing store. Garment. Lock. We will sell back everything we just purchased. Go back to AJ Peterson and try again. So we'll need clothing rack and clothing stores can also sell like some of the electronics as well as jewelry. So they are useful in that they will make money from those as well. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll leave the cabinets and registers in there, but we don't want these. Let's just sell these one by one. And if you are watching this playthrough for efficiency, I am not delivering that whatsoever. So that's just something to keep in mind. I don't promise to be good at this game. All right, so clothing rack. Let's see. We're now clothing store. We can sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different types of clothes. Right now, we'll be selling, I believe, just 4 because we have to produce the expensive. So we will be looking at what they can go on clothing rack and angled racks. So each one is 10. Is that what I just read? Sorry. Yes, each one is 10. So we'll need 12. Okay, so we'll come back in for 4 more. And we need changing rooms, so we'll go ahead and just grab the 4 changing rooms. I feel like that doesn't hurt. And this is how you really put a dent into the rival, right? We took a $5,000 store from her and we're turning it into a store that will probably make, let's hope, but let's hope $10,000. So we're up $5,000 on that. I feel like that's something we could feel pretty excited about. And I left a flatbed, so I'm just useless. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to the wrong one. Guys, I need someone to just yell at me in my ear during every gameplay so that I can pay more attention, I guess. Or now we're in the right direction. And then we'll be just using our flatbed, which is fine because it'll help us slowly determine what this should look like. And we'll kind of split the store into men. So it'll be like, I guess we have a lot more space. So 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be like men, cheap, classic, cheap, or cheap, modern, female. And then, of course, we will get to producing clothes and we'll actually be able to take advantage of that. And eventually we'll have some high priced clothing in the store. That leaves a great question of where are the registers going to go? So we'll have to think about that. And the changing rooms, which I guess could go into the back room. Maybe this corner. Well, this corner can be the registers. So maybe we will start off this for women. Changing rooms can be back here. And maybe we will just have 2 to start. I'll have to rethink this once everything's in here. I should have started with the cash registers just to get a better idea of how they flow. And I wanted like an actual cash register wall, but I guess what we can do is this. And that'll be our cash register in like the back corner or mid corner. And then we could have 1, 2, 3. So okay. So there's the entrance is here, and it leaves this a little bit weird feeling. We could do 1, 2, 3, I guess. One, 3. Changing rooms can come out here. That way they're being watched and it feels like an actual store. Then women can go. Oh, and you've been fined. I think that's the first time this whole gameplay that we've been fined. Yeah. More changing rooms. Thank you guys for bearing with me as I think through a layout of a store. So we're on the 2 that we left behind. Just kind of trying to make the most use of this empty space, but I guess we will also have jewelry in here. So we'll grab like the jewelry showcases and they can kind of be in the middle here. All right, let's go back and grab those last 2 and let's grab, well, however many jewelry pieces we need, I guess. And for such a short drive, I've turned it into such a long thing. But it'll take like a U-turn, very large U-turn, yeah. I'm just gonna park right there. Perfect. Go back in. Let's grab our flatbed. And let's look at how much each of these jewelry display cases can show. So very easy. And just go back in here. Very cheap. Floor case, 15. So we'll just need 2. And is that all that store could sell? Yes. Oh, and we also need baskets. I can't believe I almost forgot about those. All right. And one last stop to the store. With, oh, God. I suppose to park on the side of the street so that we don't get fined again. And then back in. All right, so the jewelry floor showcase, I suppose, can kind of be here. You walk in, you kind of see the jewelry. And right, I'll see. We'll probably wind up changing this layout at least one more time. But I think this looks fine. Energy. Man, wonderful. Is that classic G female? And I'm just setting this so to see if we set everything correctly for capacities. Let's look at the store's capacity now, which is garment lux 30. Perfect. And we will begin pretty much filling it up on Monday. Potentially, we might make an emergency purchase order to have the clothing shipped early for both this and Manhattan Lux. And I'm going to change the interior. We are going to make this about this. Do we feel like this looks nice for interior? And then like a white floor. And if that's the case, then we can pretty much do anything for the walls back here. Perfect. That is one store down. Let's go ahead and get the other one up and running. That one is a much bigger beast, 75 capacity. We will be selling quite a bit out of there. And before I get into that, I'm going to get our car fixed before it breaks down on us. And that is going to be somewhere around here. Right there. That's far away. I'm going to actually make use of the taxi for once. City of New York, letting us know we were fined 125. We're going to just do this and have it bring us to the closest repair shop. And I know that kind of just wasted a lot of the day, but we have time and money that we get to play with. Let's go ahead back to KJ Peterson. Just park there. And let's head in. So, if each of these gets us 10, what we're going to do is let's go ahead and grab all of them. Well, okay. So, we'll need 7 for each category. Then we're going to use these, but we're going to put classic, cheap on these, and then modern on these. So we'll need 14 of these. And I probably just did incorrect math. We'll find out. We'll need an extra one to get to the step. I was going to use the angle to make it 75, but I feel like this just leaves a better variety. So we'll start setting these 16 up and go from there. And we're running low on hot dogs. How much longer will the car stay at 100% pass? I give 5 minutes. And that is very, very loose. Yes, this is our new store. Perfect. Flatbed, clothing items. So this, we have a lot of room to play with here. Lot of room. So we'll do, let's go. Trying to think, the registers will probably be up front here. So let's say we'll start here. 1, and trying to make it just look like it takes up actual space. But I think this is fine. You can project shopping cart through here. Great. And don't forget, we'll also have to buy, of course, the bathroom stuff and the security stuff for these stores. Okay, let's do the same thing on this side for the women. trying to make it kind of symmetrical. I probably won't do a good job. All right. Let's go grab ourselves some angled racks. It's another questionnaire thing. Okay. Would you like to see more players' jobs similar to an angel with a job? Yes. I don't know if that's going to show up as a video, but hey, asking questions of your players, great. Love that. And always giving us more things to do. Great idea. And realize how close to this closing we were. All right, so how many of these angled racks are we going to need? How many does it take? 5. So we need to do 150. So quite a bit. I say, we'll have to take 2 trips because you need 30. But will we? I guess what I can do is run it. We'll buy all 30 now. This is 16, so we need 14 more. And we'll just fill 2 extra flatbeds and leave them outside of the store. That way we can come back for them.
Okay. Grab a lover.
Let's grab these while we're at it. And I'll need quite a bit of the jewelry showcases as well. Wonder if it'll let me. How many more of these can I get away with this deal? So how many jewelry showcases will we need? So 15. I only sell it 1. All right. Is that 6, right? Our brain isn't braining. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's go ahead and grab 3 more of these. We also can't forget the changing room. We'll be making quite a few chips. But we will probably buy those changers tomorrow. Let's go ahead, throw this in here, and head. And there goes our perfect score for our truck. But, with that parking, it is kind of impossible to get out of there without dinging the car a little. Oh, come on. That one was not fair. All right. I threw 2 flatbeds in there. How ironic. All right. So, each of these needs 15. How are we going to make this work? Let's see how far front this gets us. Where do we put the one random one? Back here? All right. We'll see how weird that looks when it's open. Go grab our stuff. And luckily, we grabbed most of what we needed today. Because AJ Peterson doesn't open back up until Monday. Which means the Manhattan Lux store we won't be able to open up until probably midday Monday anyway. I mean, kind of doesn't matter because of the way we'll need to hire for it. So it probably would have taken a while anyway. Gonna take this flatbed out of here. Back here we go. Perfect. All right. Careful. That is not bad. There's still so much store to fill up, but we also have to think about the fact that we will be selling another entire clothesline or clothes type that can take up this middle area. We can put our registers like here and here, I guess. We'll see how this will work. Did we buy two men? No, we are just missing that. All right. Feel like this is going on to the other side. Maybe it's not. I guess not. I guess not. Throw these here so that I don't have to move anything quite yet. I'm excited for this. This is going to be just a massive money-making store for us. One last trip. I've taken a pathway. Oh no. Sorry, Mr. Husband. All right. Perfect. And our last round trip, yeah. I wonder if are you still open essentials? Yes. We're not going to go there, but we are going to order what we need. So let's go ahead. Manhattan Lux. Sunday at 10. Sign. Get two of those. No, those. Let's go. We're going to get like 50 feet. I know that seems overkill, but it'll probably be useful. Let's grab two security signs, two things. Oh, four things. Two soap dispensers. Right, and four bathroom stalls. I believe that should be good. go ahead and order for garment locks. Same time. And let's do it again. Bathroom side. We'll need one of these. I think we're good with one hand dryer. We'll grab two just in case. This will definitely need a lot less, but I'm gonna grab a lot of them anyway. Add 2 more of those for that store. All right. Wonderful. We also have to just remain cognizant of the costs and the fact that we're doing a purchase order on tomorrow. So we need enough money to cover that purchase order. Did I go all out and maybe ruin that? There's potential. Should have saw that compass. All right, let's go ahead and place our little storage shelves back here. Not our jewelry shelves, but our storage shelves. Wonderful. And we'll definitely make a little showcase out of this jewelry. So that we need to do something like that. And then eventually we'll have like expensive jewelry that can go on the other side here that they can look at. Or let's leave that here. Let's drive our butts home. And how much we make today is really dependent on how much the new law firm, the new development firms, the graphic designer, just how much business they do on the weekend. That is all that matters for today's month. All right. And let's run on the treadmill. Get to the toilet. Maybe that'll help us. There you go. He feels happy. We are going to play games until he runs out of energy. And let's get our butt to sleep. $374 yesterday. So about an $80,000 drop off. So pretty big, but not awful. And I forgot to kind of keep an eye on what we needed here. So we will be having to take care of all of that. We went through those boxes of hair product. So that is just something to keep in mind. We'll have to buy quite a bit of that. All right. Let's look at what our purchasing agents are going to cost. That's already more than we have. These aren't that bad, though. All right, so something to keep in mind. But we already need to look at this needs to get bumped up. This as well. Croissants are good. Cups of coffee. Let's go ahead and go wild. French fries. Hot dogs. Ice cream doesn't sell as much as I thought it would. So that bumps us up to $5.54. Now, I think that's all we can. Oh, nope. You can get the hair care product from here. So I'm going to go crazy and go 10,000. That is a lot of money. Maybe, well, let's look at what Manhattan Hair has gone through. And they've sold 1150. So not 10,000. We'll start off with 5,000. Because, of course, it wasn't open for a full week, and it went through that 1150. Great. Where is it worth? Might as well keep 2 boxes of fresh food that I can grab at any time. Made this. Anything else? Nope. Okay. Made this. Order. That's not too bad either. 63,000. This is where we're going to make a big jump up because we're going to be ordering jewelry cheap from here. I'm going to say 1,000 to start off. Maybe 500. That seems more reasonable. Nothing else we can get from here. Everything else is stocked well. I'm going to drop this down to 6,000. 6,000. And 6,000. Doesn't seem like we're selling these all that much. Another $42,000. So we're spending about, we'll say $200,000 today. So that'll drop that down to 269. If we make that much tomorrow, we should be fine. We can always take out another loan, which I forgot about this one, to cover that. Can't remember if they are open on Sundays. Where are the banks? There. They are open. Let's do that. You reached us out of hour. Let's go. We'll call them at 10 a.m. Just to be certain. We'll pay back those loans very quickly. We're now making enough to where we could pay back both those loans in one day. Let's go to New York Distro and buy a bunch of stuff to get our stores up and running again. And Manhattan Hair is really, like, that is a surprise how well it's doing. Let's look at that actually. $16,000 average on day. Yesterday did pretty well. Stark drop off, but it was reaching almost 30 for quite a bit. So we are having a really good cut there. Customer service. See, you're getting pretty good customer service, so it'll take a while for that score to go up. All right. So let's start at LM, which needs chicken kebab skewers, which is not a surprise. Not that many. Hot dogs. Yeah, so chicken kebab skewers, hot dogs, pizza. Or not pizza, burgers. Actually, would probably be easier to look at it like this. Hot dog, chicken kebab skewer, burger. Yeah, dogs. All right, let's go drop these off. And we're down to 61% already. I'm an awful driver. Can just park here. All right, let's grab the flatbed. Let's grab everything out of here. And of course, this is a good sign. I mean, it means we are selling through 20,000 burgers a week and all of that. But at some point, we will also run into the distribution chain getting backed up. So that is something to keep in mind. We will run into orders not being fulfilled because we're ordering such a large amount of these items. So that might even happen on this next order. I've seen it tend to start happening once I start ordering in that 20,000 range. So we will keep an eye on that, but it is something to worry about. And it is something where then you might have to start thinking about factories for the restaurants, which I haven't started doing. I've done it in one playthrough and didn't really feel like for restaurants specifically, the factories make too much sense. So it is something that we'll be looking at, we'll think about, but it might be something that's just so too expensive for restaurants specifically. But it could have been balanced between them. All right, let's go ahead and head clean. And we're also needed pizza for Lower Manhattan. So let's grab 8 pizzas because we also need them for Midtown. anything else for lower Manhattan. And then let me go here. And I love this 100% almost all around. We are still seeing that drop though, which is interesting. So between 10 and 11, you don't really get too many customers. Same idea at 3, 4, 5, sorry. And then, of course, the drop at, what is that, 11. Anyway, chicken kebab skewers, hot dogs, burgers, pizza, same items. Go ahead and do that. So 2 of those, or 4 of those. Of those. And we'll come back to grab the rest of this car. And I think I have 2 flatbeds in the truck again. That's okay. And I would assume we're not completely out of pizza. We might be. Yeah, it looks like all 4 of them were out. All right. Well. Then let's drop this off at Midtown. We will be running to House Kitchen and Bury Hill as well. So lots of these places running low on all the items. Oh God, of course. You never realize how dirty the car is, and then you get that car wash and it looks so shiny and black, and you're like, oh, okay, that was really dirty. Everything from here goes inside, so let's go ahead and do that. Where is the radio? Perfect. Oh, and our deliveries just got in as well, which means we can also call Van Tinder and do that. And that is just backup, pretty much, just in case our purchasing order doesn't go through. And I don't see us having issues. I mean, as long as we make 350,000 today, even 200, I think will cover it. but we want to just make sure. All right, let's go back to. Yeah, we'll just go to here, distro. There's a lot of rumors about what is coming to this game when early access ends. I guess not rumors because they do have just the full roadmap published, but lots of cool things coming. Completely separate island you can travel to, things like that. And of course, they were just asking questions like, would we like a Western themed version of the game? Which I think would be lots of fun. I'll take anything. Just finish the city, really. These little road closed, those are going to be areas of the game. So I'll take that, even. All right. I'm going to just return this flat pen. Grab that one out so we don't have two. And take this way. So we still need chicken kebab skewers and burgers for Midtown. Which I thought I dropped off chicken kebab skewers, but maybe it was just hot dogs. Or I'm going to be surprised when I walk back in that gets check marked off. But let me actually look at the inventory. Yeah, okay. So those aren't needed. We just have to go back in there. And then let's look at everything else. So Murray Hill needs chicken kebab skewers, so we'll drop those off. House kitchen as well. So let's just go ahead and buy more. More Curtis of everything needs the chicken kebab skewers. And then we'll take one last run and grab some coffee. The store could definitely use a few more of those little seating booths. Industry City and Garment District could also use chicken kebab skewers. It's rough when you have your logistics off a little bit on a specific type of thing, it does get hard when you're selling that thing a lot and you have 6, 7 restaurants that have those needed. Let's go in there one more time. Let's go over to Garment District. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and drop off those burgers to Midtown. I think I should have taken the first exit out of Rotary. Oh no. Oh, definitely. Oh, what a failure. Okay. Needs to be fixed. Let's drop these guys off. No, I almost forgot all about the hair care product. All right. We're getting through this. It's not too bad. All right. So let us grab 4 coffees, 4 chicken kebab skewers, and then we'll grab 8 of the hair care product to drop off at the salon. We'll probably wind up having to go back and buy more of those, to be honest. All right, off to Lower Manhattan. Perfect. Go in there one more time to clear it off, although I think I did by bringing it to there. All right. So I'm. Oh, okay, perfect. Go ahead and see, drop those off. I'm hoping we can just take a taxi right to our store or our restaurant in Industry City. And as you can see, there were so many people complaining about the lack of hair care product. Can't really do anything there without it. And we'll just have to plan the logistics around that a little bit better as well. I would go. No. Oh, come back. There you go. Wonderful. And I think this is a perfect time to call this one an episode. We will pick right back up on this day, finish completing our 2 new clothing stores in the next episode. But I think perfect timing here. If you guys liked this video, please like and subscribe. Comment with anything you would like to see. And we'll catch you in the next one, guys. Thank you.